Hello, my friends. How are you today? We are live here on Mondays, as we usually are on Mondays. And I'll tell you, I had such a busy weekend. We had a wonderful event over this past week called the No Show Show. And that No Show Show was so busy for me that quite honestly, I'm kind of wiped out. It was such a busy time. So we're going to take it a little bit easy here today, and we are going to just be answering any questions that you have. Okay, I just want to answer any questions that you have for me today regarding anything that I covered on the No Show Show, any of the products that you had questions about, any concerns that you have about using your Leaves Galore tools and how you're going to learn them. And I want to, good morning, Priscilla. Oh, hi, Helen. How are you? Good morning, Annabelle. So I want to answer all of your questions and get you ready for this evening's free mini workshop. That's the Mini Mint Chocolate Workshop. That's free this evening. Now, I've had to close that workshop. We had such an overwhelming response. And even though my daughter is going to be helping me this evening to monitor all of your questions, for me to be able to share screens with people that have questions about using the tools. 75 is my absolute maximum for this free workshop, and even that seems awfully high to me. But I've done it before. I've done it with up to 100 people, and it's so much fun when you have that many people in the room. The energy is just amazing. So I mentioned I am going to have my daughter helping this evening because she has just started working as my social media manager for Sue Pelland Designs. So I need to get her used to what it's like to be on Facebook Live, how we handle all of the questions, etc. But remember, she's a 20-something. She's 26 years old, and she is a master of social media, and she's going to be teaching me things along the way. So I'm going to have my daughter online this evening to help us out with those 75 people in the Mint Chocolate Workshop. So tonight we're doing mint chocolate. You should have already received, I consider that upside down. I think that this is the bottom when the dark colors are in the bottom corner to anchor your quilt. But, oh, you know what? My greens are in the dark, in the bottom. But how about I put my browns in the bottom to anchor that quilt? So any way you like it, this is a really fun quilt to make. And it's not just to make this quilt. It's to learn the technique. How do we go about cutting the 2.5-inch leaves continually? How do we cut 2.5-inch leaves from scraps? How do we cut it from yardage? Then we're going to be talking about putting those leaves on the diagonal of a square and how you calculate that for any size leaf that you can make with my Leaves Galore tools. So hi, Carolyn, Priscilla, Helen, Annabelle, great to see all of you here. I'm so glad that you could join us today. I see comments, and it looks like those comments were from the other day, but it may be you're just returning back over here. But you're enjoying the No Show Show, Candy. That's fantastic. Karen, it looks like you're answering questions about the pressing cloth for April. That's fabulous. I do have the pressing cloth on my website. It's called the Fat Goddess Sheet by Misty Fuse. So it looks like I might have some comments here from the last No Show Show, and I'm not sure how that works. But today I want to ask you, do you have any questions that you need answered? Do you have any questions on how you can learn these tools? Do you have any questions about tonight's workshop? So today is all going to be question and answer. I'm not going to be teaching you something new today, although you might just pick up something along the road as I'm talking about getting ready for this workshop and how we're going to get our fabrics ready, how we're going to log on to the Zoom call, and how what other ways you can learn how to use these tools. So what time this evening? It's going to be from 7 to 9. That means I get on at 6:30 so that you can figure out Zoom with me. If you are uncertain of how to use Zoom, go ahead and come on at 6:30 and I will walk you through. We're going to start the lesson promptly at 7. The lesson's going to go approximately from 7 to 8:15 or even 8:30. And then at 8:30, we're going to talk about membership. We're going to do questions and answers. We're going to have an opportunity for all of you to ask me questions, especially if you're curious about membership, if you're curious about our pre-recorded workshops, if you're curious about lectures and presentations, Zoom lectures and presentations, and trunk shows and demonstrations for guilds. So we'll have about a half an hour at the end of class time just to do questions and answers, okay? So the prep work do you need to do before the class tonight? Let me answer that question for Susan first. What prep work do we need to do before class tonight? Should we put Misty Fuse on your leaf fabrics? Absolutely. So Susan, in your email where you received the Zoom workshop invitation, it does have the fabric requirements, which are very, very minimal. There's not a lot of green fabrics required. So I'm going to be doing a demonstration of Misty Fuse. That's the first thing I'll do. So you can work with your Misty Fuse right then and there. If you've not worked with it before, I'll show you how to do it. I'll teach you all about the Misty Fuse and how to do that. We'll do that at the very beginning of the presentation so that you can be fusing while I'm talking about everything else. But if you get your fusing done first, you're going to be ahead of the game and you're going to be able to cut right away when I start practicing cutting 2.5-inch leaves with you. So yes, get your Misty Fuse on the back of your fabric. That way it has time to cool completely before we start using it. Okay, yes. So put the Misty Fuse on the back of your leaf fabric, Susan, yes. Annabelle, you're interested in the quilt or the table runner? Right there on my left. So that's over here. Which one? We've got the promise ring pattern, which is a table topper with the curved edges. So this is something that we've done as a workshop before. And Annabelle's one of our newest Ahead of the Curve members. So everybody say welcome to Annabelle. She's going to be joining us on our Ahead of the Curve workshops. Then I have this one as well. This is a table runner. So I'm not sure which one you're talking about, Annabelle. Let me know which one you're interested in. The poinsettia table runner, or this actually can be a placemat as well, or the promise ring pattern. Okay. Do you have to have a code to get into Zoom? Yes, everything was sent to you in an email. If you signed up for the Zoom class already, you have a link. With that direct link, you don't need a passcode. If it asks you for a passcode, it's my zip code, 01568. All of that is in the Zoom invitation that you'll have in your email. So if you haven't gotten that yet, Penny's on vacation, but she has been trying to keep up with this huge influx of new people that want to take the workshop tonight. She's got everybody in the system now. So you should have received your email with your Zoom link. If you haven't, go ahead and check that now and let me know. Okay. How wide should you cut your strips to iron the Misty Fuse for cutting the leaves? Those leaves are less than 1 inch wide. So if your fabric is 1.25 inches for your little tiny strips, that's great. I normally do this quilt from scraps because I normally make this quilt after making something else. But those little strips, the 1.25 inch strips, are all you need to fuse for tonight, and just little ones. 8 inches long. 8 inch by 1.25 inches is all you need. So just a small amount of fabric. You don't need a whole lot of those. Okay. So it says a total of 1/4 yard of scraps. That's overkill. But remember, we've got new people cutting leaves today, and you're going to need some practice. So every leaf may not be perfect. So I overestimate on the amount of fabric that you need, because that way you get to practice and you don't have to worry about every leaf being perfect if it's your first time cutting leaves. Sue, does the medium ruler cut 2.5-inch leaves? No. Yes and no. The medium ruler has the 3-inch and the 6-inch curve. In order to cut leaves continually, you want to cut the size that's on the tool. Can you cut 2.5-inch leaves from this tool? Yes, but there's some waste. So that's a great point. We are going to be using the petite ruler tonight. If you want to make this same project with the 3-inch tool, yes, you can do it. No, it's not as accurate or as fast or as efficient use of your fabric. So I always say use the right tool for the job, and the 2.5-inch Leaves Galore Petite is the right tool for the job. Having said that, do not let that stop you from coming to class tonight if you don't have the right tool, because you can practice with the 3-inch leaves. You can practice cutting those leaves. I will give you the measurement for the square that you put the 3-inch leaf on. So if you want that right now, I can go look that up. Is it too late to sign up for the class tonight? Yes. I am at my absolute maximum. So Helen, I'm going to be offering this workshop again in October, but you can take the free workshop for September, which is our pin quilt workshop. If you haven't taken this one yet, it teaches the same skill. Teaching the 2.5-inch leaves, you're going to learn the same skill by taking this workshop on September 10th. So if you miss signing up for the workshop tonight, don't worry about it. We're going to be able to repeat that class in October as a free workshop. You're also going to learn that same skill in the September 10th workshop. So sign up for September 10th, Helen. Okay. Yes, Colleen, future class. The tulip wreath quilt behind me is a future class. The reason are my Texas, okay, oh, sorry, let me finish, Colleen. The reason that I have it behind me is because we have new members for Ahead of the Curve. We are going to be welcoming our new members with a basic class. I pulled this quilt out because I think, I think it's the perfect Leaves Galore basic class to get started with the Leaves Galore tool with very low intimidation factor, right? So this is just 2 skills, the Leaves Galore leaves and the S-shaped curves and the Z-shaped curves. It sounds like 3 skills. It's only 2 skills. I'm going to be teaching those basic skills, especially to our newest members. So watch for this new class. It will probably happen either late September or early October. I know it's not on our calendar that I gave out to all the members, but remember I said that calendar is subject to change. That calendar is going to be revised as we have members that require different skills, different skill sets they need to learn. And so I won't be taking any of the classes away, but I will more than likely be adding this class as a September or October workshop. So I hate to do that to those of you that have already signed up for September workshops. However, if you're happy with your choice, I'm going to be repeating all of these classes again. So don't worry if I add a class that you really want, because we will repeat that class. It'll come up again in the rotation. Good morning, Joan Hawley. So nice to see you. Good morning, Cynthia Donatelli. So nice to see you from Connecticut. Awesome to see all of my friends here. Carolyn, you only have the medium ruler. So you want the measurement for the square, and I'm going to show you where to find that measurement. So if you have my book, Rotary Cut Applique, one of the things in the appendix in that book is all of the different size squares you would need to make this quilt in 6 different sizes for your block. So this block can be made in 6 different sizes. Here it is with the 2.5-inch leaf on a 2 3/8 inch square. Then I'm going to show it to you as a 4-inch leaf on a 3 3/8 inch square. Let me get another one of those squares side by side so you can compare the sizes. So here is, I'm trying to find my little mini mint blocks. Here it is. Okay. So here's the 4-inch size, and here is the 2.5-inch size. So what Carolyn is asking is, what size square would you put a 3-inch leaf diagonally across? So Carolyn, when you're looking for the answer to a question like that, all of those answers are in my book, but let me find it for you. It's here on page 83, and it's a table called Diagonal Measurements. So if you're using the norm tool, the 3-inch end of the norm tool, your cut size of your square is going to be 2 5/8. Yes, these are odd measurements. They're odd measurements because the diagonal of the square has to be the size of your leaf plus 1/4 inch seam allowance on each side. So it took some math to figure this out, but the math is all done here for you, and it's table 5, diagonal measurements. So the answer for what size square would you cut for a 3-inch leaf to go diagonally across is 2 5/8. So Carolyn, if you're using your Norm Leaf School Art tool for tonight's workshop, go ahead and cut your square size at 2 5/8. Good. Good morning, Kate Pearson. Good morning, Gail. I hope your Texas friends are on. Good morning, Kathy. Wonderful to see all of you. So I'm just doing a Q&A today. Instead of doing new material, instead of exploring with you different ways to use the tools, I wanted to talk to you today about the questions that came up over the weekend on our no-show show. I will tell you, I have been so overwhelmed by the response to the no-show show, a little overwhelmed in a good way and a little overwhelmed in a not so good way. I have over 100 orders to ship out today. So we're going to be having a very brief questions and answer period today to make sure everybody is ready for our evening workshop from 7 to 9 this evening. If you did not get into the evening workshop, I had to close it out. 75 is my absolute limit for the number of people in this free mini workshop. So if you missed the opportunity to sign up for the free mini workshop, I have another free mini workshop on September 10th, and then I'll have another one in October. I don't have the date for the October one yet. The September one is going to be the pin quilt or the mug rug or the coaster set, and the October one will repeat the mini mint chocolate. So if you've missed the opportunity to take either of these classes, or you want to review and you want to sign up for it again, we will be putting both of those. The September class is already up and running. You can sign up for that now. The October class is not ready to go yet, but we will let you know when it is. Okay, Carolyn, you're welcome. All right, so the questions that I've had are regarding to tonight's workshop. So I want to let you know that we are having our membership open right now. We have an open period for our membership. Now, we are 4 months into our membership right now, and I'm struggling with the idea of when new members come into the membership, they need some basic classes to get them rolling, to get them up to speed. So I am going to be closing the membership. And the reason for that is I want a 3-month period to bring those new members up to speed before I reopen the membership for new members. Once our members have had 3 months under their belt and they've had 3 workshops with me, they're ready to take anything that I can throw at them. But our newest members, if they don't have experience cutting with the Leaves Galore tools, I'm finding that they're struggling alongside the members that have been going for a while. They don't need to worry about that, because once my members that have been with me for a while, once they take a new class, they don't need as much attention as the new members. But I realize that the new members feel a little intimidated sometimes by jumping into a class where the other members are more ahead of the curve, right? So I want to be able to offer some introductory workshops for a 3-month period that gets everybody up to the same level of confidence, up to the same skill level. And so I have decided to close the membership so that we have a group of new members that come in together, form friendships, are mentored by my existing members, and are able to take some introductory workshops before diving into the more advanced workshops. So this is the first time I've ever done this. It's the first time I'm closing the membership. So the membership is going to be open until the end of this month. And then it's going to be closed for a period of time before I open it up again and start offering those basic workshops again. Okay. So tonight is an opportunity for me to make that announcement. Of course, I've made it all here to you first. And secondly, I'm going to be announcing the bonuses that you get when you join the membership this month. So that's part of our talk for this evening after the workshop. Remember, I said the workshop will go for about an hour and a half, and then I'll have about a half an hour that we can talk about questions and answers and talk about the membership. Okay. So you only have Facebook, but you're signed up for the class tonight. Can you get it on Facebook? And the answer, Charlene, is no. But everybody has access to Zoom, even though you may not know it. So Zoom is an app that you can use your phone, your tablet, or your computer for. So if you're on Facebook on your phone, your tablet, or your computer, you can also be on Zoom. It's just an app that you download. So Charlene, I'm going to need you to ask you if you're willing to download that app. Allow the app to use your microphone and your camera. That allows you to view the class and for us to be able to have you participate fully in the class. Now you can log into Zoom without downloading Zoom, and you can view the class. But in order for me to see what you're doing, in order for you to be able to ask me questions, that needs to go back and forth. It needs to go both ways. So if you don't yet have Zoom, download the app and you're going to get a lot more out of the workshop. If you're not excited about downloading a new app, that's okay. Just log on to Zoom without downloading. You don't have to give Zoom access to your computer or your microphone, and you'll still be able to see us. But I won't be able to see you, so it will not be as good of an experience for you. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. Introductory classes are organized. Marie, I'm gonna ask you to elaborate and make that into a question because I'm not quite sure what you're getting at. And welcome, Marie. Marie is, I'm sorry, I didn't see your message up front. I'm thinking that that you're absolutely right. As a new member, Marie would rather start in September or whenever the introductory classes are organized. Thank you, Marie. I just noticed that. Okay, yes. So I only had this thought over the past few weeks because my assumption was that I know that with my members being ahead of the curve, they're confident and comfortable, and I can lead the new members at any point they come in from and get them confident and comfortable very, very quickly. I can get them up to speed very, very quickly. And I won't name names, but one of our newest members came into class last month and did a fabulous job, even though she was at the very beginner level and hadn't picked up her tools really, hadn't really used them before. I was able to get her up to speed very quickly in one class and get her feeling confident. But on the other hand, I'm not so sure that she didn't feel a little intimidated by having the other members being ahead of the curve before her. So yes, I realized that to take that out of the picture, I would organize some introductory workshops to get everybody up to speed, to get everybody ahead of the curve. And that would take that intimidation out of there of starting new, being the new kid on the block, being the new one in class that doesn't know anyone. This will be an opportunity for the new members to get together. It will not be exclusive. The other members will be invited, but they will be told ahead of time that this is an introductory class. It's a class for new members to get to know each other and for new members to get to know their tools. Okay, so thank you. Good. I'm glad I was able to clear that up, Marie. I understand what your question is now. Okay. You enjoyed the weekend broadcast, Connie. Thank you so much. All right. So everyone, I'm sorry that I didn't have a topic that was prepared to give you new information today. What I wanted to do today was to make sure that you are ready for this evening's workshop, that you had a chance to answer I had a chance to answer any questions you had about the supply list and about getting your fabrics prepared for this evening's class. The next thing that I wanted to talk about today was to answer any of your questions about the membership and to make the announcement that the membership will close at the end of August, and it'll close for a period of time. I don't know what period of time yet because I have not put the new opening on my calendar. It will more than likely open in October or November for new members, so that I have an opportunity to do 2 to 3 classes with new members, and then I will repeat those new classes again. So thank you for allowing me to take a little bit of a break today from new material and to reiterate some of the points that I had questions about on the no-show show. I have a whole lot of work ahead of me today. I have about 100 orders to get packed and ready to go. I also have a whole bunch of emails with some special requests about those orders. So if you are patiently waiting for your order, the orders were overwhelming, and I had to place an order with my distributor for some of the free items that I was giving away and some of the items that people ordered where I ran out of stock and people continued to order. So please bear with me. Your package will take an extra 2 to 3 days because of the amount of orders and the amount of work and the ordering that I had to do. I have to wait for some of these products to come back into stock before I can ship out your orders. So your patience is greatly appreciated this week as I work through all of these orders and still introduce this brand new free workshop to our membership, to our fellowship here on Facebook. It is not a membership only class. It's open to everyone. However, with over 75 people already registered, it has been put on hold, and you will not be able to register for tonight's class today. If you're not registered now, go ahead and put your name on next month's workshop. Okay. Nancy, you tried to order the curved scissors with the orange foam and they're out of stock. I have those on order. They should be coming in tomorrow. So everything that's out of stock, I have to manually go and put new stock in there. And I won't do that until they actually come in-house. You can go ahead and place the order. It's going to tell you that they're back ordered, but that's okay. When they come in tomorrow, I over ordered, so there'll be plenty to go around. So if you do want to place the order today, feel free to do that. Okay. Marie, absolutely. We will talk about your membership and let's email about that separately. Okay. Absolutely, Marie. That's a perfect idea. Good. Well, Yes, Colleen, the intro classes will really help everybody get comfortable with the tools, and they will get ahead of the curve, and you will love it. Thank you so much, Colleen. Colleen is one of our original founding members of Ahead of the Curve. She has really enjoyed the experience and has gotten ahead of the curve very, very quickly. One of Colleen's comments over the weekend was how much she's enjoyed the workshops and that she's getting her projects done. No more UFOs, because in our workshops, the goal is to get you to the point where in another 4 or 5 hours, you can have your quilt tops done. So yes, there is homework, but no, you are not going to have UFOs hanging over your head for the long haul, because these workshops are so thorough. You get way down the line in the project before the class even ends. Okay, Marie, let's talk about this on email. We'll get you all straightened out, and we'll get you into that first introductory class, which I will offer in September. All right, thank you all. And from the Sue Pelland Design Studio, I want to thank you for joining me today. Thank you for your patience with just this short question and answer session today. And we will be back next week with a new topic for discussion. And I hope that all of you, the ones that got into the workshop, I hope you're going to really enjoy the workshop today. And if you didn't get into the workshop, I hope you'll sign up for next month's workshop. In the meantime, stay here with me on Facebook, and you'll be able to see some of the beautiful projects that are being completed as these questions get underway. The piece over your shoulder, the tulips on the black, looks like your mother's very old cookie tin, Helen. Oh, isn't that interesting? Well, I collect the black trays that are hand painted. I collect those. They happen to be on my dining room wall, and some of those were hand painted. They were actually kits originally, and women would hand paint these as an outlet for their creativity, and they were very, very popular. I don't know what years. So thank you for that. It does look like the black trays that I collect, and I would love to see a picture of your cookie tin, Helen. Thank you for sharing that. You signed up on the second day and were put into the class, but you haven't gotten any information yet. Suzanne, that's unusual. So let me check with you, Suzanne. I will double check that to make sure that your name is on the class list. I trust you. I know that you did sign up on the second day. So even if your name isn't on the list, I will put you in, and you'll get that information as soon as I get off the computer here now. So thank you, Suzanne. I will go ahead and check that. Just let me make a quick note of that. And as soon as I say goodbye, I will be on the computer looking up your registration. Thank you all, and have a wonderful day. See you this evening for some of you. See you next week or in one of our workshops for my Ahead of the Curve members. Take care.